UFC Fight Night Covington versus Buckley is coming up this weekend, and today, guys, I have the complete betting guide for you with timestamps if you'd like to skip to any part of the video. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Kyle. I am your guy with too many YouTube channels. Guys, we're going to go through the channel betting recap, confident picks, underdog opportunities, fights that I believe you should not be betting on, and then we're going to get into my personal lock of the week, followed by the more fun part of the video where we take a look if there's any props available at the moment, or just making some fun parlays, guys. If timestamps, again, will be there if you'd like to skip any part of the video. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get started. All right, guys, now let's take a look over at the betting recap, and we had a very, very good week. The only thing to note was the fun parlay. I was not able to place these two bets with Robson Jr. and Kayak Burrito going over 1.5 rounds. Those are bets that I did want to place, but we ended up with something tiny for Dominic Reyes and Bryce Mitchell both to win. So, hey, you know what? It worked out. Nate Landwehr versus Doo Ho Choi to go over 1.5 rounds. Movsar Evloev to win. Alexandre Pantoja to win. Eric Anders to win. And Joshua Van to win. The only one that screwed us was Themba Gorimbo. And that one actually just straight up shocked me. I didn't think that. I was very happy to see Luque get the job done, but hey, we can't ever get a clean sweep, can we? But regardless, we had a very, very, very good weekend. I mean, I wanted to bet more on Eric Anders because I got him at fantastic odds, but I was like, what if Weidman pulls it off again, right? I was very confident both Eric Anders and Joshua Van to get the win. It's easy to look in hindsight that I wanted to place more, right? But we always try to play it a little bit safe. Guys, if you are interested in either supporting the channel or seeing what I'm doing with my money, because of course I talk a lot about betting on this channel. If you'd like to combine my fight knowledge with your own research, either that or again, just supporting the channel, you can check out the channel membership in the pinned comment description down below or right next to the subscribe button. It is very, very cheap compared to other channels. And every single Thursday or Friday, I'll be posting. And I know I would wait on that, by the way, because unless you want to see what's going on this weekend, we have a big month off, and there's nothing I can really offer you, right? We might have an octagon bet here and there, but still. So I would wait on that, to be honest. Always want to be honest with you guys. But again, if you guys are interested, you can check it out. Very cheap compared to other channels. Also, OddsJam is a tool that we use on the channel. If you'd like to sign up to OddsJam, you can get a discount. My link in the pinned comment description down below using code Clenbat, guys. Thank you so much for being here at the very, very long-winded intro that we have over here. Let's get started with the confident picks. And the first confident pick that I have for you is going to be Ramon Taveras. I'm personally just feeling really good about this guy. I've been more impressed with him as of recently, and he's taken on Davey Grant, who is unfortunately past his prime, 38 years old, almost 39 years old, and hasn't necessarily been able to put a good win streak together. I like what I've seen from Ramon Taveras so far, and I think that he's going to get past Davey Grant. Also, if you are just watching this betting guide video, these are more so kind of like quick picks. I have a full card breakdown already diving into these fights as deep as I could possibly go. If you're interested, check that video out. This is kind of recapping some of the confident picks. Continuing on, another confident pick of mine is going to be Miranda Maverick. With the horrible outing that Jamie Lynn Horth has been putting on recently, like even just in her last win, if you want to call it, against Ivana Petrovic, I think that when fighting a girl like Miranda Maverick, who is improving slightly every single time that we see her, I think it is a clear Miranda Maverick wrestling boring decision. I am very confident that Miranda Maverick gets the job done. I really want to bet on her, but we've seen a little bit too many weird things with WMMA lately. I don't know if I want to take that off completely. Over 1.5 I do like for that one, though. Let's continue on. Another confident pick of mine, although out of the confident picks, this one is the least confident pick, but I still did want to include it. It's Felipe Lima. We need to see more of both of these guys. Both of them have incredible potential. Miles Johns is a very capable fighter in himself, but I'm very high on the future of Felipe Lima and his potential. So he is still a confident pick of mine. I think he's going to get the job done against Miles Johns. But out of all the confident picks, this is the one that I considered leaving out. So keep that one in mind. I also think that Miles Johns is a very capable fighter. Continuing on, another confident pick of mine is going to be Joel Alvarez. A little bit of a theme with this video. I wish that I could dive a little bit more into it, but Joel Alvarez, I just think will be better. He's been more impressive lately, and I think he has a bright future ahead of him. He's taking on Jakar Close, who has been able to put together quite a few wins, but the problem is they haven't been the performances that Joel Alvarez has been having, and Jakar Close also past his prime. Joel Alvarez just taken off, it seems. I'm very confident that he's going to get the job done. I like Joel Alvarez in this particular matchup. Let's continue on to the next part of the video, guys, with the underdog opportunities. These aren't necessarily picks of mine, let alone confident picks. It's just if you're looking for underdog money, I think these fights have a pretty good chance of being an upset. The first one is going to be Pereira Rodriguez. First of all, she's just flat out more dangerous, and in this division, that means something. Josephine Knudsen will probably be miles ahead of Pereira Rodriguez on the feet. But if Pereira Rodriguez is smart, one, she could probably make it a little bit of scrappy if she wants to. And she is very capable of opening up that ground game against Josephine Knudsen, which we just found she is beyond awful on the ground. Pereira Rodriguez, we know, is at least decently capable of the ground. She's going to try and actually win the fight, and I do like that because you don't see that kind of urgency in this division. There's a clear hole in Knudsen's game. Pereira Rodriguez can expose that. I'm not saying I'm confident or anything like that, but I actually do like Pereira Rodriguez in that matchup. Let's continue on to another underdog opportunity. Guys, I don't know if I'm crazy on this one because I don't see people talking about it, and I'd love for you to comment down below and give me your thoughts. I straight up think that Bruno Silva is going to beat Manel Kape. I just do. I think that he's vastly underrated. I think he's very dangerous. And we just had a subpar performance against Muhammad Mokaev, but the problem is, we know, I can't remember if it was the toe or the foot off of my head. There may have been an excuse for the way that Manel Kape looked in his last performance, but still, Bruno Silva has put together a very, very nice win streak against pretty good opponents and looking really nice in them. I think he's coming into his own. I think he's better than he's ever been, and I think that I do think that he's going to get the job done over Manel Kape. I'm considering placing this bet myself for the value, but I also don't like typically doing that. I like sticking with the safe picks. If you had a gun to my head right now and said who won this fight or who wins this fight, I'd pick Bruno Silva. I wouldn't even think about it. I'd go, yeah, I got Bruno Silva in that one. Although Manel Kape himself is a very capable fighter, I will say that. But guys, let's continue on to the next fight, or excuse me, not the next fight, the next part of the video. These 3 fights I have for you, I do not believe you should be betting on. So the first one's going to be Sean Woodson versus Fernando Padilla. Sean Woodson just had a performance where he didn't look so great. Perhaps it's a higher level of competition, and depends how you want to look at that higher level of competition, right? You guys get what I'm saying there. But Fernando Padilla, I think, is a very capable fighter himself. I think everybody's underrating him. I think has a bright future ahead of him, and he's been looking good recently. I know he's had a little bit of a hiccup recently, but still, I still think that Fernando Padilla has a bright future. I think he's a very good fighter, and I think that the potential is there for him to kind of swarm Sean Woodson, but Sean Woodson also is a very good fighter himself. He's very tough to figure out. Dominic Cruz, I will always say it. Dominic Cruz said it's like fighting him is like trying to take down a kitchen table with the way he's built. Like, it's so true, man. It's so true. I don't know what's going to happen in this one. I think you should stay away from it. Now, the next fight that I believe you should be avoiding is a lot more simple than that. Michael Johnson versus anybody. I don't care that it's against Otman Azaitar. Michael Johnson, if you guys have been watching the UFC for some time, Michael Johnson's one of those fighters who can beat anybody and he can lose to anybody. He can beat Habib Nurmagomedov. He can lose to, I don't know, CM Punk. That's just been the career of Michael Johnson. He's 22-19. Whenever Michael Johnson is on a particular card in a particular fight, I am never betting on it. I don't care what it is, you risk losing your money. Let's continue on to the other fight that I believe you guys should not be betting on. That is Cub Swanson versus Billy Quarantillo. Both guys are past their primes. Both guys are not completely washed. Both guys are kind of in the similar state of their career, and both guys will probably put on a decent striking match. Who's going to win that fight? Not a clue. I don't think you should be betting on this fight. Perhaps an over 1.5, but even then, I don't think I'm going to touch this fight at all, guys. Let's continue on to my personal lock of the week. The fighter on the card that I believe has the greatest chance of winning, and it's important to note, in this sport, there absolutely are no locks, but my most confident pick on the entire card, and it hurts to say, Joaquin Buckley. I love Joaquin Buckley too, man. I love him. It's just, I like both guys a lot, and it's a shame that one of them have to lose, in my opinion. I know that's a very unpopular take when it comes to Colby Covington, but I just think he's going to get bullied. I don't think that I think Colby is 37 years old, can't weaponize the same cardio, and that's what we've seen recently. He's been hesitant since that loss to Kamaru Usman, and he's going to be hesitant against a power puncher like Buckley. He can't weaponize the cardio as he once did. He makes excuses for his loss, and Joaquin Buckley has been clearly improving every single time that we see him. If Colby wants to wrestle, I don't think he's going to be able to take Joaquin down. I think Joaquin is just going to be too strong, too powerful. He's going to stun Colby. I wouldn't be shocked if he finished Colby. I wouldn't be shocked at all. But I just think that, I think the way to describe how this is going to go is that Colby's just going to get bullied. He's too big, too powerful, too much on a roll, too confident against Colby Chaos Covington, who I feel is the opposite at this point of his career. I love both guys. I hate to see either one of them lose, and I hate to see what I see is a demolition from Joaquin Buckley, and that's what I hate to see because I don't want to see Colby get embarrassed to that length, okay? So Joaquin Buckley is my most confident pick on the entire card. Let's continue on to the more fun part of the video, guys. Looking for some props, and let's see if we can find anything over here, okay? My face cam, I need to figure out a better spot for my face cam, man. I need to make a new scene. So we do have some over 2.5 round lines. Those I don't like. Joaquin Buckley, Colby Covington, over 3.5 at minus 222. That's crazy. That's crazy. But under 4.5 is plus 120? I actually really like that. I really, really like that. I think that Joaquin has a good chance of finishing him. I think that's excellent odds for that. And perhaps that's one that you'd like to consider. Under 2.52 plus 1.9 plus money for Bruno Silva, Manel Cap. Bruno Silva is very capable of getting a finish, man. Very capable. I don't like this one as much, but interesting, man. Interesting. Dustin Jacoby, Vitor Petrino, not really loving that one. What else we got over here? Over 2.5 for Billy Quarantillo and Cub Swanson is at minus 115. Don't hate that either. Oh my God, guys, I'm sorry. I need to come up with a new scene. It's completely cropped. You'll have to take my word for it. It has the average odds of over 2.5 minus 115. Sorry about that, everybody. Other than that, man, I don't really see anything that really screams out to me. Over 2.5 for Miranda Maverick and Jamie Horth here is minus 450, which is nuts. But let's see what we can do with the continue on with the fun part of the video. Let's see what we can do with some fun parlays, man. Oh, and here we go again. My face cam covering it. I need to think of some. You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do, guys? I'm going to do this. Sorry. Perhaps I should have done that with the other scene, but I need to build these completely for the betting guide. But let's take a look. So, something that we do every video is my sister and I always put 10 cents on every single underdog to see what it comes out to be. And it rarely works out these days, but 0.10, let's see, $53,000 for all the underdogs. But if you do want to put in some confident picks together, like Ramon Tavares, but these odds I would just play by itself if I would play them. Ramon Tavares, Miranda Maverick, and this is tough, man. This is tough. And Joaquin Buckley together, that's 3 times your money. I don't hate that personally. What about all the picks? What can we get? Tavares, Silva, that's so tough. Skipping that one. Jacoby, Alvarez, Rodriguez, Maverick, Sterling. This one's tough too, man. Very tough. Marcos, Swanson, no way. Amanda Hebos and Mackenzie Dern isn't on this card. What's going on? And Joaquin Buckley. This has no chance of hitting when you make a parlay this big for MMA, but what if we just add it? We're going to add Woodson and Michael Johnson. That's crazy. That would never happen. But other than that, like something that if I have to make a parlay, something that I would consider is, let's say, like Buckley and where's Miranda Maverick. But even then, I've been more against betting on WMMA as time's gone on. So there's a lot we can do over here. It's a very interesting card. I think there have been easier cards to bet on, but there are some spots here that I don't mind, guys, especially with some value. Like Dustin Jacoby, I almost considered putting as an underdog opportunity as well. I'm interested. It's going to be a good card regardless, guys. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. Comment down below, like and subscribe, and check out this full card breakdown on screen right now if you want to continue. Listen to me break down fights as much as we possibly can. Thank you so much again, guys. Take care.